Without further ado, our first presenter tonight is the Honorable Donna Komar, the Assessor for the town of Webster.
Thank you. Now, I didn't watch, I have to confess, I didn't watch last week, so do you want me to start with the point ones? Or anything there that you want me to go over, changes?
If you have any comments, sure.
Yeah. It's relatively stable, I would say, and the difference between 21 and 22 on the compensation for employees, the largest line there, would be a title change for one particular person, and then there's step changes, etc. So the rest of it is usual, but the most of it's for a title change. Capital purchases, I didn't ask for anything last year, and the $1,000 that I'm requesting is to replace a 7-year-old copier at the front counter, which gets a bit of service and is starting to show its age. Everything else is pretty much stable. I'm asking for some contractual services that were not in the budget last year because we are trying to use a little bit of technology to bridge some processes and automate a few things. So that's for about 10 hours of consultation services on some software that we've been writing to streamline some processes. What else can we talk about?
Appraisals?
Appraisals and legal contractual expenses. That is the line that helps us to afford our small claims assessment review refunds when a person is going as far as the small claims assessment review, and they are ordered by the court that we have to repay their filing fees. So there's those. Article 7s are our Supreme Court litigation cases, and this line covers those appraisals that we would have for the court-ordered appraisals. It's very much a reactionary sort of thing. It's very hard to predict. And reassessments, we're probably not going to spend that whole line this year. It's gotten deferred because we had to put a pause on our program, and we're going to pick that up for next year. So I'm just asking that we budget that again for next year so that we could finish the first step of a reassessment project, which will initially only affect our commercial properties. And as we do get that rolling, I'll certainly in 2022 be notifying the commercial properties. Software maintenance contract has gone up just a little bit because we're adding a program, and so this will be for from July 22 on through the rest of the calendar year. Because we are positioning ourselves for a town-wide revaluation in the future years, what I would like to do is give the taxpayers the opportunity to go online and make comments about the inventory that we have recorded for their property. So this software tool would give us that opportunity to get the feedback from the homeowners directly through a software package, which is just couples up with one that we already have. And that's about it. Are there any questions that I can answer for you?
Well, mine isn't so much of a question as it is a comment, and I wish Brayton Connor was here, but I think he's on vacation this week. You have had a lot of challenges in the last several months with your personnel and your department kind of turning over and different things.
Again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that you and Brayton and the powers that be, you've handled it about as well as can be expected. It's
Thank you.
It's been challenging.
It is. So if I'm not at my desk, I'll be back shortly.
Yep. Yeah. So.
You're currently looking to fill 2 positions, right?
We do. We have 2
Yeah.
full-time openings right now
Let's advertise a little
in our
bit.
department. All right. Well, they have to be on a civil service list. This is the
That's
thing,
right.
right? So we're advertising for a full-time assessment clerk and an appraiser. So this is a municipal appraiser. You don't necessarily need to be New York State licensed, certified residential appraiser or commercial appraiser, but you need to have some background in that. So that's the position I think is going to be more challenging to fill, and that is the one that we hope to fill soon so that we can proceed with this revaluation.
Very good.
Donna, I was looking at the
Questions?
line and the paper in front of me, and it was A1355.10023 part-time employees, but I don't see it there. There we go, thank you,
Yep.
thanks.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the
And,
one.
and there, yeah. Oh, therein lies the title change I was referring to, and the
Okay,
part-time line.
all right, thank you.
Yep, thank you for pointing that out. So the other is just step increases in union contract administration.
Okay, that makes more sense, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for correcting it.
Well, is Steve? Yep, Big Steve is behind the
Okay.
pillar. Is that Steve? Okay, good.
All right.
We don't want to short you on your time.
I don't have anything else to present. I'm happy to answer any questions
Right.
or move on and let you get on with your evening, as you said.
Just quick, outside of the budget, interesting year for you and the Board of Assessment Review, as far as cases and things like that, people that,
The one that we just completed?
yes,
Yeah, because as you know, our year is different than your budget year, so it's
Right.
always interesting for me to be here. The calendar year for the assessment goes July to July.
right.
And then there's a lot of deadlines in between it. So yes, this year it was quieter at the Board of Assessment Review, and I believe a lot of that has to do with our rapidly appreciating market. Our residential market especially is driving that forward. So what that means in equalization rate terms is that when the real estate market is appreciating and increasing, especially as rapidly as it is, our equalization rate lags 1 year. So our equalization rate will naturally have to fall. So don't be surprised when our rate comes out that it's fallen again, because what that means is the market continues to move further away from our baseline assessments, which were established in 2004. The fact that that number is going down is not enough information to say we need a reevaluation. Assessments are about equity. The job of the assessment is to try and give the same opportunity for each similar property to pay a similar tax bill. Beyond that, it starts to get a little complicated because we have veterans in our midst, we have senior citizens, and they each get their own individual tax discounts on top of that called exemptions. But what we're trying to do is keep the equity on the assessment roll off that baseline. And it's still equitable, which is why I'm not in a hurry and really worried that this revaluation is being put off yet another year. There isn't any screaming need to have one, but it's a good idea to do it because it has been so long. So wherever there are certain inequities, they're just being moved forward year after year. And we just want to shake that tree and level it out a little bit at some point. But the equity is there, neighborhood to neighborhood, building style to building style. People do generally have the same equitable opportunity to pay the same tax, whatever those rates are, for county, school district, fire district, town, all of that.
Thanks, Donna.
There's my two.
Thanks, Don.
All right, thank you.